Good morning, everyone. I'm Chantal Broderick, and welcome to one of our very special broadcasts. Now, if you haven't yet heard, over the coming weeks, the Fitness Business Podcast is supporting you through the COVID-19 crisis with a series of special interviews. Now, today's interview is brought to you by our podcast partner, Myzone. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to today's guest. He is the owner of 3 Anytime Fitness franchisees right here in Australia, Lachlan Creighton. Welcome along. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Chantal.
So, Lachlan, do you want to start off by just telling everyone a little bit about yourself?
Cool. So my name's Lachlan Creighton. I've got 3 Anytime Fitness franchises that I own in Queensland and Australia, like Chantal was saying. 2 based in north side of Brisbane and 1 up on the beautiful Sunshine Coast, where Chantal's based as well, at Kawana. And I've been doing this for 10 years. I started as a personal trainer with Anytime 10 years ago, actually, in September. So I've been with them for a long time and had my clubs for about 7 years now.
Fantastic. And yes, we are in a beautiful spot up here in Kawana, and pretty perfect segue because that's the community that we're going to be talking about today. Because to give everyone just a little bit of background, you and I caught up the other day and we were just talking about, everything that is going on right now. And you said to me, hey, I'll link you into my Kawana community, my Anytime Kawana community that's happening right now. And so as soon as you did that and I had a chance to see what you were doing, I thought, wow, we have got to share this with the FBP family so that they can see how you're staying connected, not only with your members, but with the community as a whole. So can you tell us a little bit about the community, why you decided to get it going, how you set it up, and how you are really getting that that movement going and continuing within the local area?
Yeah, no problem, Chantal. So firstly, probably I just want to give a shout out to JT, our mutual friend. Justin, actually, I'm part of his Anytime roundtable group and also on the Active Management Facebook community. So that Facebook group probably was the catalyst for me to think, well, what could I do in my local community now that the clubs were closed to keep everyone connected? And we went through the process of thinking about, should this be just for the Anytime members? And then we probably settled on, well, no, there's a lot of people in the community that are also displaced from their gyms and just want some support and guidance about what to do. From where I am at the moment, this is my studio now, which is my living room. So we decided to make a community fitness group. So essentially it's just the suburb of where the club's based. Fitness group. It's a Facebook group, but as I have done for yourself, we've added people in that aren't actually members of Anytime Fitness, just to help the community in general. And I think that's coming across the right way in terms of why we're doing it, and not to exclude other people that need our support at the moment too.
Absolutely. So how have you been able to, I guess, reach out to people that aren't traditionally members or you wouldn't know? How have you been able to grow that? Is it through your existing members? Or talk to us a little bit about that, because I think a lot of people would be keen to do something similar, but then you go, okay, well, how do I actually reach those people that I don't know personally?
Makes sense. So probably what I've done, Chantal, is I've started a community group. So again, maybe if you get along to the Active Management community group, you'll probably be able to have a look at some of Justin's stuff on actually how to set them up and all the settings and what to do. Probably what I've done is I've actually used that community group link, so you can get the little link for the community group, and I've been using that on my social medias platforms. So my Facebook, my Instagram. We've been doing messages, so SMS, emails with a little video embedded of myself saying, hey, jump along, we want to help you out. So basically it's been pushing everybody to that community group from lots of different mediums. Probably the other one that's maybe a little bit out of the left field is that we're actually taking that link and putting it onto our local community watch pages, buy, swap and sell pages, those sorts of things as well. There's a lot of people in the community also that have no association with our club, but are all in the same boat. They're sort of going a bit stir crazy and needing some guidance about how to keep moving if this is what they've got access to at the moment without the clubs open.
That is awesome. Thank you for that. So let's talk a little bit about your content that you're posting, because I've seen you and your family getting in each day and like showing the workout that you're doing, which is awesome. I've seen you doing some polls, so asking questions and seeing what people have to say. Do you have a content plan, or how do you decide what you're posting and what works?
Yeah, I think so. I've talked to somebody else about this. I don't consider myself probably a perfectionist. So I know there's people out there that like want to write, here's my 14-point plan first before doing it. I probably just jumped in and done some stuff and just hope that basically that will serve the community. Probably the one anchor for me at the moment is a bit selfish that it's my workout in the morning. So I do a time, as you've seen, I do a time lapse of my workout in the morning. That's probably the one consistent. Justin's also, again, through some advice on the groups, there's a button that you can actually welcome all of the new people that have actually come to the group. I know we did that for yourself last night. And we're just basically asking some funny little questions like, use a GIF to describe what you're thinking when you work out, or, do you love weights or cardio? So it's just an open-ended question to try and get the community talking and interacting and getting them opening up to, the concept of maybe sharing a bit more than just watching.
What is it about gifts that just gets everyone involved? I was looking at that post last night, and for those of you, just to give you a bit of an insight, Lachlan said, like it was, I can't remember what the question was, but it was like, just put up a GIF, and then like there's 50 of them, one after the other, and they're pretty fun. Yeah. I've got to say, it's always a good way to.
And that's the idea, Chantal. I think there's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of worry and angst in the mainstream media about what's happening at the moment. And we're trying to use this, although we do accept that this is the reality, but we're trying to use it as a way to be positive and try and help people get through their day and have a laugh. And I think that's what we're missing a little bit sometimes day to day with everything else that's going on.
Yeah, I agree, Lachlan. So it's a really great thing that you're doing to set this up. So tell us just a little bit about your business while all of this is happening, because this is a free community group. What did you actually do with your franchises during this time period? Did you choose to rent out any equipment like we've seen? What have you done with your memberships? Tell us a little bit about that.
So look, we're probably a little bit dictated by, we've got a lot of advice from our support office at any time. So we've decided that we're not going to be renting out equipment at the moment, but we are looking into potentially selling on some cardio equipment that was going to get refreshed anyway. We've done a lot to try and work with our suppliers, our banks, just to try and sort of make sure that the expenditure is tightened up as much as possible in this period. But we've had a lot of support from our members as well, and we are offering a slightly more premium offering as well, which is going to be basically some workouts and live workouts each day as well. So I suppose for this purposes this morning, other than our premium platform, we want to also, everybody else, including our members in the general community, we're going to focus on them to make sure we're still delivering some great content and keep them engaged, because I suppose our strategy, Chantal, is that if we can keep those people engaged, they're much more likely to come back when we actually open up.
I couldn't agree more, and I love that you are extending this beyond your current members, because it just shows that you guys do care about the community much more than just it being a business. It extends beyond that. So congratulations on what you have built so far, and I know it's only early days at the moment. Now, one of the things that I mentioned earlier, and I'd love to know, what have you found to be the most engaging post or activity that you've done in that community group so far? Is there anything that's been a real standout that you're just like, yep, nailed that one?
It's early days, but probably those open-ended questions when I welcome new members is probably the most engaging. We do have a plan to do a pet corner, so train with your pet and take a photo.
I'm in. Yeah. As long as you don't ask me to hold my 60-kilo dog and squat, then other than that, I'm in for sure.
So I think that'll be a really good one as well. But yeah, right at the moment, that's probably the most engaging. I think the most rewarding ones though are asking people how can we serve them without any agenda or any sort of any sort of reason other than just wanting to help. There was a lady that actually asked, how do I do box jumps now that I'm not at the gym? I just shot a video. I literally just got my phone out on the comments, just went the camera icon and shot a video there and then, and she was able to get that you can do some box jumps up and down the stairs. So yeah, in terms of reward, probably that's the most rewarding. But in terms of engagement, I think those open-ended questions, tagging people in, again, get across the active management page. Probably JT would have something on, the actual specifics of how to do the groups. But that invite function and the welcome to all the new members has been probably the most engaging thing. We try and do that basically on a daily basis. We are growing by 20, 30 people a day on the pages, which is really exciting.
That is really exciting. And I want to just go back to what you said about, someone asked you, how do I do a box jump? So you then straight away were able to go to a place in your house and record it and let them know. And I think it's really interesting that you say that, because I know that there are a lot of trainers at the moment or owners, I should say, that might still be filming workouts in their gym, and that's cool, like whatever works for you. But there's something that I really love about our owners and trainers that are filming workouts in their lounge room or in the same space that their clients are having to work out at home. Because why not be in an environment that has the same challenges that all our clients are working out in? I just think that's a really nice way for them to be able to relate to you as a trainer, because it's like, yeah, I've got a mat in the corner that I need to roll up, or I've got a squeaky chair that I'm just going to have to use for squats. I actually applaud those trainers that are just using their own homes to record and to do their sessions with clients, because I think it's just a way to be super relatable for the people that we're working with out there. Do you find the same thing?
I do, and again, probably need to give some credit to the guys at Anytime and some of our PR team that have actually given some advice that's probably what the consumer is looking for at the moment as well. But I think it makes sense. Like, the reality is, Chantel, that most people don't have that home gym that they can go and work out in. So, again, if I give you a little bit of an idea, that's
awesome.
Studio at the moment that I did that video this morning in. It's really about just, I think, providing content in a context that they can relate to, and they feel like, I can do this. And I think the more that we can understand that our consumers aren't necessarily fitness people, and that we need to give them what they're able to actually do every day consistently, because again, I think this is going to be a war of attrition. It's about what we can do to keep people moving over potentially many months. I think that comes from being relatable and doing something that's realistic for our average mums, dads, people that actually aren't even members of the gym. And I feel like that'll set us up well. So in the future, they are actually as scared and intimidated about the concept of going to a gym, because they've put a face to a name and a brand and business. Hopefully, at least in my little communities, that'll help me encourage people to do more after this is over.
I couldn't agree more. It's a great perspective to have. So now we've been finishing off our 20-minute interviews with our Keep Me Fit Inspiration. And normally I'm asking for one key takeaway, but I want to just give you the option. You can go one, you can go two, you can go three if you want. But what I would love to share with you is just some advice to other owners and operators out there on ways that they can stay engaged with their own local community throughout COVID-19.
I might give you two. So the first one is I definitely think you should go, if you haven't already, have a think about whether in this context for your own local suburb, whether a closed Facebook group that you invite the community to is right for your business. Again, I can only speak for mine, but I think it's doing wonders. The second one is plan and routine around that. So probably, again, I said earlier in the interview, I haven't gone in and put a lot of pressure on myself to do a 14-step plan. But what I have done is I've set aside 2 30-minute blocks, one in the morning after my workout, which you've seen that I post what I do in the morning as my workout. And I'll go through and I'll try and reply to as many of the comments as possible. And I think that engagement, that two-way engagement is really key for people to want to keep coming back to page. So again, I know that you've seen, but a lot of my replies might just be a quick GIF to someone in their comment. And if that lightens their day up and brightens their day up, then I've probably done what I wanted to do. The second to that is probably pick a routine that can be consistent. So maybe have a think about, is it realistic to get a special guest on, once a week or once a month? Is it realistic to, like I've filmed a video that will go up, Chantel, that you'll see with a podiatrist when I went and got my shoes refitted. And she just gave us a 60-second quick why you should look at some shoes that are the right fit if you're going to be starting to walk or run more. So just maybe get that routine down that you can commit to. Everyone's different, everyone's circumstances are different, but for me, what works is that half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening before I go to bed. And basically that way it can give me the headspace to do what I've got to do during the day, because as you can appreciate, there's plenty of things going on that we've got to manage with our businesses at the moment. Yeah, just doing that half an hour in the morning and the evening, make sure that I keep that consistent routine and getting back to people.
That is perfect. And I love that, Lachlan, because it says to me that you can start simple. You don't need to overthink it, just have a bit of a structure to it. And as you say, for those people out there that love a little bit more detail and more structure, then they can go ahead and get planned. But I really like your way of working with the 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon. Make sure that it's achievable for you. And really, I think I love what you said about making sure that you're always commenting or responding to members of that group that have said something, because there's nothing worse than silence on the other end of that comment for them. What a great engagement strategy. So Lachlan, I'm so glad that we did this. I'm glad that we caught up earlier in the week so that I learned about the community that you've started on Facebook. So thank you for joining me. All the very best throughout this time, and let's stay in touch, because I'm really enjoying being part of the community and checking out the daily workouts.
It's great to have you, and good luck to everybody else in this time.
Thanks, Lachlan.